You wake up, first breath of the day, and it's shallow, not quite right, like your chest forgot how to expand all the way. You cough, nothing comes up. You clear your throat, still tight. You go about your day, ignore it, because what else are you supposed to do? But here's the thing, that tightness, that's not normal. That's your lungs sending you a message you've been ignoring for months, maybe years. And tonight, before you go to bed, you're gonna fix it with one ingredient in your tea while you sleep. Sounds too simple, right? That's because you've been sold the lie that healing has to be complicated, expensive, medical. But your grandparents knew something the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want trending on your feed. Let me show you what's really happening inside your lungs right now. Every breath you take pulls in more than oxygen. You're inhaling dust, pollen, smoke, exhaust fumes, microplastics, mold spores, all of it landing on the delicate tissue inside your lungs like snow on a windshield. And your body has a system for this. Tiny hair-like structures called cilia. They sweep all that garbage up and out, like little janitors working the night shift. But here's the problem. Those janitors, they're exhausted, overworked, drowning in mucus that's too thick to move, because your lungs aren't just dirty, they're inflamed, swollen, clogged. And every day you don't address it, the buildup gets worse. Think of it like a slow-loading video. At first, it's just a little lag, annoying but manageable. Then it buffers, freezes, and eventually, it just stops. That's your lungs, right now. But you don't notice because the decline is gradual. You just think you're out of shape, tired, getting older. You blame it on stress, on your job, on not sleeping enough. And meanwhile, your respiratory system is quietly suffocating. Here's what you need to understand. Your lungs are not a closed system. They're a battlefield, and the enemy is inflammation. Inflammation caused by pollution, by allergens, by the recycled air in your office, by the vape pen you swear you barely use, by the candles you burn every night because they smell like eucalyptus calm or whatever. And inflammation does something insidious. It makes your lungs produce more mucus, thicker mucus, mucus that doesn't move. And that mucus traps bacteria, traps toxins, traps everything your body is trying to expel. It becomes a breeding ground. You know that feeling when your throat feels coated? When you wake up and have to hack up something that looks like it came from a science experiment?
That's not a cold. That's chronic buildup, and your body is begging you to clean it out. So here's the ingredient. Mullein. You've probably never heard of it, but it's been used for over 2,000 years to treat respiratory issues. The Greeks used it. The Native Americans used it. Your great-grandmother probably used it and never told you because she just called it the lung plant. Mullein is a tall, yellow-flowered herb that grows wild in most places. And it does something your lungs desperately need right now. It breaks down mucus. It soothes inflamed tissue. It helps your cilia start working again. And it does all of this while you sleep, because that's when your body does its deepest repair work. You're not just drinking tea. You're giving your lungs a reset button. Let me explain how this actually works. Mullein contains compounds called saponins. These act like natural detergents. They thin out the mucus in your lungs so your body can actually move it, cough it up, get it out. Think of it like adding dish soap to a greasy pan. Suddenly, everything slides right off. But it doesn't stop there. Mullein also has mucilage, which sounds gross, but it's actually a gel-like substance that coats your airways. It reduces irritation, calms inflammation. It's like putting aloe vera on a sunburn, except it's happening inside your chest. And here's the kicker. Mullein is an expectorant, meaning it doesn't suppress your cough. It makes it productive. It helps your body do what it's been trying to do all along. Clear itself out. You'll notice it the next morning, that first deep breath, the one that actually fills your lungs, the one that doesn't come with that tight, restricted feeling. That's not placebo, that's biology. Now, I know what you're thinking. If this stuff is so good, why isn't everyone talking about it? Because it's not patentable. You can grow it in your backyard. You can buy it dried for $5. There's no prescription, no insurance required, no quarterly earnings report tied to it. The health industry makes money on your confusion, on your dependency, on you believing that the solution has to come in a pill bottle with a child-proof cap and a list of side effects longer than a CVS receipt. But mullein? Mullein just works. And it's been working since before medicine became a business. Here's how you use it. Boil water, add 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried mullein leaf, let it steep for 10 minutes, strain it well because the tiny hairs on the plant can irritate your throat if you don't, add honey if you want, drink it an hour before bed. That's it.
No complicated ritual. No 16-step morning routine. Just tea before sleep. And while you're sleeping, your body gets to work. Your cilia start moving again. The mucus starts thinning. Your airways start opening. And by morning, you're breathing like your lungs just got an oil change. But let's talk about what you're actually feeling when your lungs are clogged. You think it's just tightness, just a cough, just seasonal allergies. But it's more than that. It's brain fog because your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. It's fatigue because your cells are starving for air. It's irritability because your nervous system is stuck in low-grade stress mode. Your lungs are the foundation of everything. And when they're compromised, everything else starts to crumble. You've been blaming your lack of focus on your phone, your exhaustion on your workload, your anxiety on your life circumstances. But what if it's simpler than that? What if you just need to breathe properly again? Here's the thing about the body. It wants to heal. It's designed to heal. But you have to stop getting in its way. Every time you ignore the tightness in your chest, you're telling your body that this is acceptable, that this is normal. And your body adapts. It lowers the bar. It stops trying as hard. But the moment you give it the right tools, it remembers what it's supposed to do. Mullein is one of those tools. It's not magic, it's not a cure-all, but it's a reset. A way to tell your lungs, hey, I'm paying attention now. Let's fix this. And your body will respond. Now, some of you are going to try this once and expect miracles. Don't. This isn't a Band-Aid. This is maintenance. Your lungs didn't get this way overnight. They're not going to heal overnight either. But if you make this a habit, if you drink mullein tea 3 to 4 times a week, you'll notice the shift. Deeper breaths, clearer mornings, less coughing, more energy. And eventually, you'll realize how long you've been living at half capacity. Here's the reality check. You're walking around with dirty lungs and you don't even know it. You think because you don't smoke, because you exercise sometimes, because you're not dying, that everything's fine. But fine is not the same as optimal, and your lungs are trying to tell you that. Every shallow breath, every cough that lingers, every time you feel winded going up the stairs, that's your body waving a flag, and you keep walking past it. So tonight, make the tea, steep it, drink it, go to sleep, and tomorrow morning, take that first breath and actually notice it. Notice how it feels. Notice if it's different. Notice if your chest opens just a little bit wider. Because that's not luck. That's not wishful thinking. That's your lungs doing what they were built to do. Finally getting the help they've been asking for. And once you feel it, you'll wonder why you waited this long. Your lungs clean your blood. They filter your air. They keep you alive with every breath. Maybe it's time you cleaned them back. Mullein, in your tea, tonight. Your lungs will thank you in the morning.